What if staying quiet under emotional pressure isn't weakness but intelligence at work? Most people assume that quick reactions show confidence and strength, but psychology tells a very different story. In moments of stress, the smartest responses often look invisible, restrained, even misunderstood. And that's where things get fascinating. Psychology and neuroscience reveal that intelligent minds behave differently when emotions run high. In this video, you'll discover the specific behaviors that set smart people apart under pressure and why these traits are often misread by others. Stay until the end, because the final insight explains why emotional restraint quietly reshapes power and respect. Under emotional pressure, intelligent people often pause instead of reacting. This moment of silence can feel uncomfortable to others, but psychology reveals it's a powerful cognitive move. When emotions spike, the amygdala, the brain's threat detector, tries to take control. Pausing allows the prefrontal cortex, responsible for reasoning and judgment, to re-engage. Research shows that even a few seconds of delay can dramatically reduce impulsive reactions. If this behavior feels familiar, it actually signals strong emotional regulation, not indecision. The pause creates psychological distance, like stepping back from a painting to see the full picture. In real life, this might look like staying quiet during an argument or delaying a reply to a heated message. But here's what most people miss. This pause is where intelligent control begins. Smart people don't suppress emotions, they regulate how those emotions are expressed. Psychology distinguishes suppression from regulation. Suppression forces feelings down, often causing stress. Regulation, however, reshapes how emotions are processed and displayed. Studies in emotional intelligence show that intelligent individuals allow themselves to feel anger, fear, or frustration internally, while choosing calm outward behavior. This reduces cognitive overload and preserves mental clarity under pressure. If this feels relatable, it reflects advanced self-awareness. Like adjusting the volume instead of breaking the speaker, regulation keeps emotions useful rather than disruptive. For example, feeling irritated in a meeting but maintaining composure isn't fake, it's strategic. And this strategy protects decision-making when it matters most. When pressure rises, intelligent minds turn inward. Instead of reacting externally, they silently ask questions like, "What's really happening here?" or "What outcome actually matters?" Psychology calls this metacognition, thinking about thinking. Research indicates that people with higher cognitive intelligence naturally engage in this internal dialogue during stress, allowing them to reframe situations in real time. If this happens automatically, it's a sign of mental flexibility. Rather than being trapped by emotion, the mind shifts into analysis mode. It's like switching from autopilot to manual control. Others may misread this inward focus as disengagement. In reality, it's deep processing, and this internal questioning quietly prevents emotional hijacking. Under emotional pressure, most people rush to defend themselves. Smart people often don't. Psychology reveals that immediate defense is driven by ego threat, not logic. Research on self-concept clarity shows that individuals with stronger internal confidence feel less need to protect their image in the moment. They can tolerate discomfort without rushing to explain, justify, or prove. If this sounds familiar, it reflects psychological security. Silence here isn't submission, it's selectivity. Like a chess player refusing a bad move, intelligent minds wait for better positioning. In conversations, this might look like letting accusations pass without immediate correction. But here's the deeper truth: restraint preserves credibility and power. When emotions escalate, smart people instinctively distinguish between what is felt and what is factual. Neuroscience shows that stress blurs this line for most brains, making feelings feel like facts. Intelligent individuals maintain cognitive separation. They recognize emotional signals without letting those signals rewrite reality. This reduces catastrophizing and distorted thinking. If this pattern feels natural, it indicates strong cognitive control. Like reading subtitles instead of being pulled into the movie, this separation keeps perspective intact. For example, feeling rejected doesn't automatically mean being rejected. That distinction protects mental stability under pressure. Psychology reveals that vocal control is a powerful marker of intelligence under stress. When emotions rise, most people raise their voice. Smart people often do the opposite. Lowering vocal tone activates calmer neural pathways, both internally and in others. Studies on social influence show that slower speech and softer volume increase perceived authority and credibility. If this is a natural response, it signals emotional mastery. It's like lowering the temperature instead of adding fuel. The nervous system responds to calm with calm. This subtle behavior often shifts power dynamics instantly, and most people don't even realize why. Intelligent people don't rush to feel better under pressure. Psychology shows they tolerate emotional discomfort longer, allowing emotions to resolve naturally. Research on distress tolerance suggests that higher intelligence correlates with greater emotional endurance. Instead of forcing closure, smart minds allow uncertainty to exist. If this resonates, it reflects psychological resilience. Like allowing a storm to pass instead of fighting the rain, patience prevents reactive decisions. This might look like sitting with unresolved tension or not needing immediate reassurance. And while others rush for relief, intelligent minds wait for clarity. The smartest behavior under emotional pressure is this. Intelligent people treat emotion as information, not instruction. Neuroscience reveals emotions carry signals about boundaries, values, and threats, but they aren't commands. Smart minds decode the message without obeying it. Anxiety might signal risk, anger might signal violation, but behavior remains deliberate. If this sounds familiar, it reflects advanced emotional intelligence. Like reading warning lights without slamming the brakes, this approach transforms pressure into insight. This is where intelligence quietly reshapes outcomes. Emotional pressure becomes feedback, not control, and that's what most people never learn. These behaviors aren't emotional flaws. Psychology reveals their signs of intelligence operating beneath the surface. Pausing, regulating expression, tolerating discomfort, these patterns reflect mental strength, not emotional absence. If these traits resonate, it means the mind is wired for depth, clarity, and control under pressure. And while these behaviors often go unnoticed, they quietly shape respect, influence, and long-term outcomes. If this insight added clarity, subscribe for weekly psychology breakdowns that help decode human behavior and emotional intelligence. The next video explores why emotionally intelligent people are often underestimated until it's too late.